Marvel Unlimited is incredible. It's this massive library of 17,000 plus digital comics that we offer you, and you take it on the go. You subscribe, you can read, we're always adding to that platform. I think we added like a 1970s Avengers annual this week, and tons of like old classics.
Which one?
Number 8, I want to say.
It's an Avengers annual. It's written by Chris Claremont, drawn by Michael Golden. It features the X-Men. It's the first appearance of Rogue. And to this day, it stands as one of the best annuals of all time.
We have another step up. It's called Marvel Unlimited Plus. And that is a super, super cool thing. It takes everything we love about Marvel Unlimited and adds physical elements and experiences to it. When you subscribe to Marvel Unlimited Plus, you get stuff. You get a Captain Marvel action figure, you get pins and patches and posters and comics. One thing I just wanted to share with you guys, who's excited about Doctor Strange, the little movie coming out soon? I'm very, very, very excited for you guys. One of the things that we do is comics tied and connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And you can see these books have the stamp right in there that tells you this is part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And one of the things that's in there is an Infinite comic, and that really talks about Caecilius, an antagonist in Marvel's Doctor Strange. And that's an Infinite comic. Gentlemen, I would love it if you could tell us a little bit about what an Infinite comic is.
The Infinite comics they're comics that are made specifically to be read digitally, and they use a lot of the advantages that you can use when you use a screen or a tablet or a computer to tell a comic book story without, it does stuff that you can't do in a print comic.
So what that opens the storytelling possibilities up to, as you tap it and new panels are coming on, or new elements are popping up, you actually get to rethink things like cliffhangers.
Well, yeah, you can.
You don't just have to have a cliffhanger at the end of a page. Every panel, wherever you want it, could be a shock cliffhanger.
Or a panel that's already on the screen, you can change something in that panel, which creates a whole different dynamic. And a lot of the series I work on have a lot of humor in them, and there's so many great jokes you could tell by just having someone's facial expression change or something shoot out of somewhere and hit someone in the head or something.
But Riley, you're working on Slapstick with
Yes.
Fred Van Lente and Diego. Tell us a little bit about what's going on there.
Basically, he's got like Looney Tunes style power. He's like a cartoon character in the real world, and so
In the real Marvel universe.
real Marvel world, yes.
One that we all know exists, right? Right.
The world outside your door, yeah. And so, he fights crime by dropping anvils on people's heads, which, when Spider-Man sees him do that, he finds that rather monstrous. But Slapstick's like, well, this is just the most efficient way to get rid of a bad guy, because now what's he going to do with an anvil on his head? His eyeballs are over there, his teeth are over there, this is a mess. And Slapstick's spinning himself around, he's got his magic hammer, and then he fights all these other characters that are other kind of Saturday morning cartoon knockoffs.
If you were looking at it as a page, you would have to see all the different panels like this, whereas with an Infinite comic, you're going to see these experiences as you tap.
Yeah, and so what's happening here, he's meeting Quasimodo, and he's trying to hire him, because Slapstick now, he's hiring supervillain mad scientists to try to help him regain his humanity, because while being a cartoon character is great, he doesn't have any internal biology or organs, including no sexual organs, and that's a problem for his love life. And so so he's basically traveling through, meeting up with supervillains, fighting weird cartoon characters to try to get his dingus back. It took some convincing for us to get them to use that word in there. But
I love it. You've also been working on Deadpool 2 Soon with Todd Knock and Joshua Corin. That's a brutal first part of that.
It's a murder mystery, and so Deadpool is, it's like he cons a bunch of random Marvel characters, such as Squirrel Girl, Punisher, and all the people he thinks are the funniest characters in the Marvel universe, to take his Christmas card photo. So he gets them all in this mansion, and they take this photo, but then after the photo's taken, Forbush Man has been killed. And then we introduce Squirrel Pool, who I think is going to be the next the next sensation.
The next breakout.
Next Marvel sensation, yeah.
But you mentioned Punisher, and we have Daredevil and Punisher, that series that, Mast, you've worked on a little bit. Talk us through some of this stuff.
We don't think about paper. We think only about digital and telling the story the best way possible for digital.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
There's so much more visual, like there's so much that happens just on the page while you're doing the layouts that you can't really even think about if you're just doing the script.
Now, it's time for some games action with Mr. Bill Roseman.
I'm here to announce our new event. Bum, bum, bum. Doctor Strange is coming to Marvel Games.
All the Doctor Strange and all the games.
So, beginning 1 week before the movie hits, we're going to have Doctor Strange content very much inspired by the movie will appear in those 6 games, Avengers Academy, Constant Champions, Marvel Puzzle Quest, Marvel Tsum Tsum, Marvel Future Fight, and Marvel Heroes. What we do in the games is we don't want to try and, adapt a film into a game. It's very difficult to do, especially, we are creating this content at the same time often that they're actually creating the films. We work with our partner and we say, hey, the Doctor Strange movie is hitting in this window. Would you like to have content in the game? And what we do is we, after they sign 10 million NDA documents, we share all sorts of ref to them right from the film, turnarounds of the costumes, and even story ideas. And we talk about who the main characters are in the film. And then we work with them and we say, what is your game about? What would your players like the most? What would be the most impactful use of this content? And we really let them sit with it for a while and come back to us with ideas of how they could incorporate the content into the game, and so that it doesn't hijack your gaming experience. You can keep playing it, but then we'll weave in content from the film. So first up is Future Fight, and I just love how very detailed they are. They wanted to do all the characters you see up here, and there were both versions of the characters inspired by the film and versions of the characters inspired by the comic books. And they're all in the game beginning on October 26th.
What about Marvel Heroes 2016?
So Marvel Heroes 2016 is made by our friends Gazillion, and it is it's a PC game, kind of an action RPG, what I am really loving about what Marvel Heroes has been doing, especially in the last month, we've been working very closely with them. We're releasing in the game content as it happens. So, for example, on the day that Luke Cage hit on Netflix, we introduced into the game Luke Cage in his Netflix-inspired costume, and Jessica Jones as a team-up player in her Netflix-inspired costume. So, I just love when they can dial it in, and you can you turn it on, watch the show, and now I can play the character in the game at the very same time. Pretty awesome.
Yeah. One of the super fun games that we have is Marvel Avengers Academy, which gives reinterpretations and different versions of our characters.
We create Avengers Academy with our friends at TinyCo, and we call it, it's a social simulation builder. In the game, the idea is there is the Avengers Academy, which is the ultimate superhero school. And in this school are student-aged versions of the Avengers characters you know and love. We had Spider-Man and Spider-Gwen, and they were students from ECU, and they came and crossed over, and they were in the game. There's an ongoing mystery, actually, of why are the Marvel characters this age and in this version. The more you play it, it's more complex, and you learn about the strategy, and they really mastered it for a mobile device.
Thank you all for hanging out, for being here. Y'all are the best.